Welcome to the Test Prep Tips and SAT 1 Math Skills, where we take a look at how to improve your math skills on the SAT 1 exam. The SAT 1 test outline pattern is as follows. There are 3 sections: the evidence-based reading and writing section, and the mathematics section, and the optional essay section. In this course, we're going to focus in on the math sections, particularly the math with calculator section and the math without calculator section. In the math with calculator section, you have 20 questions that you need to answer within 25 minutes. In the math without calculator section, you have 38 questions that you need to answer within 55 minutes. On the SAT Math 1 outline, the SAT Math 1 exam is designed to test your abilities in applying mathematical strategies when it comes to problem solving and modeling designs in the real world. The majority of questions will be multiple choice, but some ask you to calculate the answer and then place it in a grid. The math test is divided into 2 sections: math test calculator and math test no calculator. Some sections of the test include several sub-questions based on a single situation. The grid response looks like the following. The answer to each gridded response question is a positive number, for example, positive fraction, decimal, or integer, that will be entered on the answer sheet into a grid like this one. SAT 1 Math Reference Guide allows you to have this reference to the standard formulas used in geometry and trigonometry. So there's no need for you to memorize these formulas. The focus of the SAT 1 math exam, the majority of questions on the exam, about 80%, will focus on the 3 areas of math that are most common in a wide range of college majors and careers. The first one being the heart of algebra, which focuses on the mastery of linear equations and systems. The next one is problem solving and data analysis, which focuses on ratios, proportional reasoning, and percentages. And the third is the passport to advanced math, which focuses on the use of complex equations and functions. The remaining 20% draws on additional topics in math, including the geometry and trigonometry most relevant to colleges and career readiness. Heart of algebra. To succeed in this section, you must demonstrate your ability to analyze, fluently solve, and create linear equations and inequalities. Questions may be straightforward with no need for a calculator in the calculator section, or they may require further analysis with the use of a calculator. Let's take a look at a sample question below. The simplest strategy to use would be to eliminate choices that are not possible. B and C are out since the first value is not met. Then you are left with choice A and D. We see that A is not possible as it fails in the second value of t. Therefore, to the question, the table above given values of the function f for several values of t. If the graph of f is a line, which of the following defines f of t? The answer would be D. Problem solving and data analysis. Problems in this category will require significant critical thinking skills when it comes to the use of ratios, rates, and proportional relationships. In most questions, you will need the use of your calculator to make the calculations process easier for you. However, in some cases, calculators will not help. Sample question. The table above lists the length to the nearest inch of a random sample of 21 brown bull-headed fish. The outlier measurement of 24 inches is an error. Of the mean, median, and range of the values listed, which will change the most if the 24-inch measurement is removed from the data? Well, first we need to know the important vocabulary such as outlier, mean, median, and range. We also need to know how to calculate mean, median, and range. We see that range is calculated by finding the difference between the highest and lowest values, and therefore by removing 24, we will find range changing the most. Therefore, the answer is C. Passport to advanced math. Questions in this section explore the most advanced topics in math for career choices in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. However, understanding how to solve these questions doesn't have to seem overly complicated. This section focuses on the use and graphing of quadratic equations or exponential functions. Sample question. If ax plus 2 times bx plus 7 equals 15x squared plus cx plus 14 for all values of x, and a plus b equals 8, what are the two possible values for c? Well, let's start with what we know. We know that a plus b equals 8, and a times b needs to equal 15. Therefore, a can be either 3 or 5, and b can be either 3 or 5. When we place the values for a and b in the nonlinear equation, we get either 3x plus 2 times 5x plus 7 equals 15x squared plus 31x plus 14. Or, if we put 5x plus 2 times 3x plus 7, we get 15x squared plus 41x plus 14. Therefore, the possible choices for C would be 31 and 41. And therefore, the answer is D. For additional topics in math, this section includes essential geometric and trigonometric concepts and the Pythagorean theorem. These questions only represent about 20% of the exam, however, it is good to practice solving them. Question problems may involve 1. Area and volume, 2. Right triangle trigonometry, 3. Working with complex numbers, as well as 4. Properties and theorems relating to circles. For a sample question, we have a circle in the xy plane has the equation x minus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 36. What is the radius of the circle? This is a recall of the properties of relating to circles. We know that the general formula for a circle equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where r is the radius. Therefore, the square root of 36 is 6, and so the answer is C. Some general test-taking tips when it comes to the SAT 1 math. Remember, your calculator is only as smart as you are. If you don't know how to use your calculator, it will not be of much use to you. You need to know the steps to solving questions. Avoid spending too much time on one question. This may result in making you more stressed. Use tactics like elimination and educated guessing to help choose an answer. Practice, practice, practice some more. Practicing questions will allow you to have built the confidence you need in problem solving. Steps to problem solving generally involve 3 important parts. First, recognize what you are given from the question. Second, recognize what you are trying to find. And third, recognize the steps to the best solution to make the calculations go from complex to simple. Remember, all math solutions come down to the basic math calculations of either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. For more information and more support, contact us today at education.net/contact for more support with your math.